So we got as far as we could on the first day, and then we had to leave it because we ran out of time basically. So I'm back on another day, I don't know, but the following week now. It's a pretty lengthy process because once we had done the initial bits, we heat treated it, we put it in the oven for a couple of hours and we cooled it down, then we went back in the oven again, so it takes quite a long time. What up, Lee?
This is why they call me the tripod.
Is that right? I've heard it's something else. Hopefully we can get, well, do you reckon we'll get it done today?
Yes.
Alright, hopefully we'll get it done today.
Fully invested in.
fully invested. Alright, so we'll crack on and on to stage 2. Well, it's actually not stage 2, but stage 2.
So these are your wooden scales, your stabilised wood scales.
Yeah.
And you wanted these G10 liners, funky orange liners.
I think add a little bit of spice to it.
Yeah, definitely. Stabilised riwa.
So these bits here are going to go on the inside.
They will be on the inside, so it will look a bit like that. We're going to try not to bang this around because we've just spent a lot of time polishing it and stuff. So first job, we're going to clean that and tape it so we don't cut ourselves and damage it. It's like sex wax. So what we're going to do next is go and square these up, and then what we'll do is we'll decide how to shape the front. So we'll try and replicate that on here, but we'll also line this up and drill the holes.
Alright, cool. So Lee's just templated out my knife, and then that's going to go like that. Good.
Off, then we've got to think about the profile. How fat do you want the front of the handle to be? Where do you want the transition heat through there?
Gotcha. It's alright, I think. Update. This is where we're at now. We've got this, so it's starting to take some shape. So we've just ground, stroke sanded all that down to match the shape of the knife underneath. Now we've got to start looking at what dimensions at this end of the knife, eh?
Yep. What do you want it to? How big do you want it to be when you're finished? What do you want it to look like?
Yeah, we were just talking about. It's a terrifying process because we're what, a day and a half into this now.
Well, you've got probably 8 hours in this now, 8 work hours. Yeah.
So every little step is a potential mistake, and then, oh mate, I'd throw my toys. I would throw my toys all out the pram. So we're going to try and work out some dimensionlessness. Update, working on this front part of the knife here because we have to get this finished before we do the gluing part. So I've just been sanding this down to like a nice round shape. We're going to superfine now, hand sanding, right, to get it really looking good. My nerves are in tatters. It's just, it's terrifying. It's so much pressure because if it goes wrong, you got so many hours invested. It's horrible. Now we're going to tidy things up a bit. Just spent what seemed to be a long time getting the front of this knife looking, well, finished, because we can't touch that once we glue it and stuff, so we can't touch it. That gives you an idea of what the finished knife is going to look like. Oh, it's so smooth. I can't tell you how smooth that is. Can't stop touching it.
But it's 1,000 grit.
It's 1,000
1200
grit.
grit.
1200 grit. It's pretty smooth. And now we're gluing and we're screwing. Why have you got the oven on?
I've turned it on earlier just to get ambient warmth because it's quite cool at the moment. Being winter, it'll help the epoxy set at a reasonable time so we can continue work.
How long would that take?
5 minutes and then half an hour to be completely hard.
Right.
So you're going to have 5 minutes to get this together.
Good.
Let's go. So up here. Yep. That's it.
That's
perfect.
right.
Yep. Put that down.
And the next one.
Okay, cool.
Good.
And now you're going to go up here. It's not like ice on a cake, Alex.
Not really, mate.
You've only got 5 minutes!
I know!
So you'll pop these screws through the scale. It's alright, you got it. It'll squirge through there anyway.
Okay.
Trust me, everything gets covered in epoxy. It's all good.
Gotcha. Is that enough?
Yeah, it'll tighten.
Okay.
Don't forget we've got the other one.
Oh, it's okay.
It's alright, it's alright.
This is terrible!
Just gotta locate those screws. Schnell! Mach los!
Schneller!
Schnell!
Heater!
Weiter! It's drying already!
Shut up, Lee!
I can tell it's drying, Alex!
Shut your face! It's so stressful!
Half an hour.
So this is epoxied, now we're going to leave this to set for half an hour before we can move on to whatever the next stage is. Anyway, we'll fill you in on that. That bit right there, for me, it was the worst bit yet. It was horrible. The stress, the fact that epoxy was going off and everything.
My screwdriver didn't enjoy it that much.
I
did warn you.
Yeah, I know. But you say a lot of stuff. Oh well, we'll check back in half an hour and move on.
Enough said.
Half an hour. Just over.
The plan now, sir,
is to sand and grind.
Is we need to cut these bolts off, and you're going to sort of go back to thinking about your handle again. Remember, we don't want to mess with this too much. It's pretty clean on there. Look, thinking about the shape now. There is also think about what you want this to look like when it's finished. This is all about visualization and touch, ergonomics. So
Okay.
You're just going to do a bit of grinding, have a feel, grind, feel. We'll do all the rounding off by hand.
I'm pretty sharp, my friend.
See how it comes up through.
We are into pretty much the final stages of handle shapeage. Let me show you. Starting to look a little bit more like a real knife. Now, handle shaping is stressful, it's critical and stressful. And, well, it's just, that's it really. Is you've got to be super careful because you're starting to round the edges with sandpaper by hand, as you've seen. You don't want to
stick anything back on.
You can't put it back on, and you can't unscratch stuff, and you can't ungroove stuff, and there's a lot going on. Anything to add to that?
No.
All right,
You're doing good.
cracking on. Oh yeah, that is sexual. Look at that. That's mentally cool.
Made by you.
Made by us. So pretty much all we're doing now is we're gonna leave that overnight in some more oil.
Soak it in oil overnight.
Yeah.
A couple of little marks just there. We'll
And a
just
bit of tape or whatever
Yeah,
there,
we'll
and
just
then
clean that tape up. Boom, sharpen her up. And then for only what
it's
is it?
55.
55 of your New Zealand dollars. I might show you how to make a sheath.
Yes. All right, so that's it. So.
Because I'm assuming now you want to make the sheath yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so there's going to be a third section to this.
There is no end to this, Alex.
No, there
now,
isn't.
You've now become a knife maker.
I'm not going to guide anymore, I'm just going to make knives. Okay, so just going to clean that out, give that a soak, give that a sharpen, make a sheath. It's another full day, 20 to 6, we've got here about 9, another 9 hours.
Yeah, it takes a bit of
Takes
time. You know, you've been a bit perfectionist, so you did a lot of that hand sanding, you really took your time, and
Worth it.
well,
God, that's cool.
it's up to you, man, eh?
Yeah. That's us for today.
Done.
Alright, check back in for the final
Another day.
stages.